Hello, people. How's it
So
going? Welcome back to another week, another episode of the Weekly Vol, where we're going to be talking about all things related to markets, as we always like to do. Bitcoin has been a little bit steady, actually. I'd say a little bit steady, but odds have been volatile. I've seen over the last 24 hours some pretty big moves in the altcoin market. So, as always, myself and Mo are going to be talking about what's going on, and yeah, let's get into it. But first of all, Mo, how's it going? What have you been up to this week? Uh,
it's
yeah.
all good, man. I've been pretty offline since I think Friday because I was logged out a bit, but yeah,
Okay. Yep.
nothing changed much. You can
Yep.
say most of the coins are still in the same ranges, and I'm talking like Bitcoin and ETH and maybe some Sol, but Sol has gone down a bit, especially with the recent announcements with Pump Fund doing a $1 billion raise. And yeah, I think Bitcoin's still the same, ETH is still the same. The Solana and the Solana ecosystem has been suffering a bit after Pump
Hmm.
Fund's announcement, but that's pretty expected, as it's supposed to extract some liquidity from the Solana ecosystem. But yeah, I think everything else is still the same.
So maybe we start from Seoul. I think last week, I think we were talking about what day was it? It was here, right? I think it was somewhere around here. I think we were still above this 159 mark. We were here in the last episode
I
of the
think
weekly
we
vol.
were around 165. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, no, no, you're right. You're right. We were right here actually. Um, in the last episode of the weekly vol, we were right there. And I think one of the things I was talking about was kind of holding this line of 159. And if we did hold it, maybe you could kind of pump up. Or if we kind of dropped below it, what would happen? Uh, Crazy that actually we didn't even have to wait like one day. It happened on the same day. We broke below it. I had a little kind of retest, but a deviation kind of going back down, and so naturally, I do think that Seoul will end up here in this circle that I've put right there, which is actually what
I
what
think it
what
goes
we actually
lower.
wrote last week. Yeah, I
I
think
think it
so. I
goes
think.
lower. I think during the last weekly poll, I told you yeah, it's going to 150, but now I think it goes a bit lower as well.
I mean, let's
I
see what
think
the
maybe
reaction is
130,
at
140,
146.
130 probably.
This is like the next step, right? I mean, if it breaks below this, then like where's the next step after that? And that then you start asking questions
130.
because then it's like 130, yeah. Um, Probably yeah, somewhere around here, yeah, 131, I believe. So yeah, I mean that's kind of if maybe we can kind of just map this on as well. Uh, perhaps something like this, right? Like this is probably could be
Yeah.
a possible outcome if 146 breaks. But yeah, I think yeah, maybe let's talk about this news a little bit first with Pump Fun as well. Um, what do you think about it? $1 billion raise at 4 bill FTV. Like, yeah, I'd be interested to hear like what you thought.
To be honest, even though they're getting a lot of hate recently, for announcing a $1 billion raise, but I don't think anybody else deserves it but Pump Fund. Like they've they've contributed massively to crypto in the last, uh, I'd say, the last 12 months.
Yeah,
They gave us very decent runners. They made I think $900 million in revenue, which is pretty impressive. Like that's hyper liquid numbers.
yeah.
So I wouldn't see a reason for them not to do it. Like at the end of the day, they want to make money, but uh, yeah, it will be shady a bit because with them raising 25% from investors and VCs, that means they won't be able to do a massive airdrop like Hyperliquid. As you told me a few days ago, yeah, VC coins don't make big airdrops.
Yeah, I'm with you. Pump Fund isn't a VC coin. They, as far as I'm aware, they've actually bought back all of the supply that they actually did with their initial raise. So I think they actually have a large token supply. I mean, look, with 1 bill token sale at 4 bill FTV, already 25% of the sale is gone there. Maybe they do a 10% airdrop on top of that. Maybe that, that's 35%. But I get for me, I'm with you as well. I think that, the revenue that Pump Fund makes is crazy. It's hyperliquid numbers. Even today, even this week, they're still making over 1 million a day, right? And I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh,
Yeah, that's insane.
insane,
That's
right?
insane.
Insane." My question to you though is, why do they need to raise 1 bill? Like, is 1 bill too much? I mean, you look at the biggest raises of all time in crypto. You got Kraken 400 million, FTX Series B 400 million, Polygon 400 million, Yuga Labs. Remember how hyped that was? 450 million. Like this just blows all of that out of proportion. This is double that. This is 1 bill. This is like
Yeah.
at the top. We're talking Binance Robinhood level.
Uh, I think they can do it. I think they can do it. I think it's kind of deserved.
I'm sure they'll
Like
do it
they
as
did
well. But my
this
question
strategy.
is, you know, is it just too much money, and is it going to cause an extraction
It is. It
of
is like
everyone selling
it's
their
it's
soul?
it's a pure extraction.
I mean, are people going to sell their Bitcoin, their ETH, their soul? Are we going to see $500 million worth of sell pressure in the entire crypto market, draining liquidity, going all into pump fund? That's my question. Are we going to see
Yeah,
everyone sell everything?
I wouldn't be surprised.
You know,
I wouldn't be
what
surprised,
$1 billion
especially
of
like
liquidity is a lot.
yeah, yeah, I know. Like we've seen it with the Trump coin, Melania coin. These were bad. Like I would expect the same to happen.
Yeah, and so if that is the case, how do you position for it right now? Do you buy sold puts? Do you just generally short the basket of alts and long Bitcoin and do some pair trading? Or do you just stable up?
I think this the entire Sol ecosystem will be weak because I do expect Pump Fund to like do something with the money, at least like maybe launch their own chain. I think that would be pretty sick.
Okay,
Uh, I noticed recently that like sorry, Solana memes have been pretty weak. Like we've all seen it, with down 30% within the last week. Uh,
really?
Fort going
Didn't
down
even
like
realize.
40%. Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah. So we basically
yeah,
retraced the last few days. So we had an initial pump here on the 30 on WIF and Co. 35%, but yeah, basically retraced that in a couple matter of days. Really interesting. I didn't even notice that WIF pumped.
yeah. Fartcoin as well.
Yeah, Filecoin seems to be the worst one of the lot. Actually, it seems to be, which surprising. But here we are. Um, Oh, now below this as well, which is very, very ugly. I think below 94 cents. I mean, yeah, this doesn't look good to me. I would say that this is like we're likely to go down to 70 at this point, unless we can kind of close the daily. Oh no, the daily, yeah, unless the daily gets back up above 94, then yeah, I would like to think that 70 cents is coming. No?
Uh, yeah, potentially. I mean, I think it can still bounce here.
So it'll have to bounce
I
here,
think
surely,
it
right?
would bounce like
Surely it'd have to bounce like right here. Otherwise, if it doesn't bounce right here, then
it's yeah,
it's just
a bounce to short. It's a bounce to short.
hmm, interesting. But yeah, this one's been very, very weak. How down is this from just 23rd of May? 46%.
I
Gosh,
think 40%. Yeah,
very, very
I
brutal.
actually longed some a few hours ago at 88 cents.
Um,
I think we can get back to $1 very soon.
but like how?
But
Because this looks like a really bearish chart to me. I'm interested to know your thought process on it.
yeah,
Why would this go to $1?
retesting. like the broken support. It's a bounce to it's a short bounce. It's not like a long term hold. It's a scalp.
And you have your tight. You must have a tight stop loss then, no?
Yeah, it's around 85 cents.
Okay, because look, here's $1, right? That's $1. I think we tested it on the 31st of May. Um,
I think we hit it very soon.
okay, well, let's see. I mean, if we do get back in, if this is a deviation and we have some candles that make us go back up here, then I think actually we probably could go all the way back up to $1.32. I genuinely think that that would be the case. But as long as it's under this level, I'm more inclined to think that this goes down to 72 cents rather than back up again. I wonder like if we actually put this as a uh, as a short position, what is the kind of risk reward here? You put your stop at 94. It's risk reward of only 1.4. They're not the best trade in the world.
It's bad.
Hold on,
Yeah.
sorry. Uh, it's a risk reward of 3. Sorry, it's not that bad. Not that bad.
Mm, then it's good. It's good.
Yeah, look, you can see this trade, right? Does it make sense to you? A trade like this?
Mm,
Whoops. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I think we can short it a bit higher.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Okay, fine. Interesting one. Interesting one there. Uh, so yeah, I guess this is basically the state of the Solana ecosystem right now. I mean, I personally really like Solana, but yeah, I do think that Pump, if they were to come cannibalize, build their own chain out, etc., because it seems like that's kind of the direction they want to do. I wonder as well whether or not they're gonna like end up buying a streaming platform or something, and like become like the hub of streaming and entertainment as well. I really don't know, but yeah, I'm very intrigued to find out, and yeah,
Yeah, they might compete with Twitch and Kick because they already do streaming.
yeah. So let's see how that one plays out. But yeah, again, I have some Sol. I'm not, but this kind of like my spot bag. I'm not necessarily trading Sol at the moment. Um, yeah, Bitcoin's been a little bit boring, hasn't it? I mean, again, nothing really going on with Bitcoin at all, which has been the case for uh, yeah, it's for the last week, really. I mean, we're practically at the same prices. We went to 106K, but kind of back down again. And yeah, I don't necessarily know what's going on with Bitcoin. Is it just going to kind of range bound and trade like how we are right now? Yeah,
I think we'll get below 100 soon.
I mean, one of the things that makes me also agree with you there is I don't know, Mo. You would have seen this as well. I thought yesterday we had one of the biggest news stories, like literally in a long, long, long time in crypto, which was the Bitcoin ETF loans via JP Morgan. I don't. You must have seen this, right?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
And the so basically, for anyone who's listening that doesn't know, JP Morgan, the largest bank in the world, will now accept shares for crypto ETFs such as BlackRock's ETF, so that you can kind of borrow against it. JP Morgan, the biggest bank in the world, is accepting Bitcoin ETF as collateral. Um, that is huge news in my opinion. Like I was really really shocked that Bitcoin didn't get any sort of pump on that news whatsoever. Um, and someone once told me this, but or maybe I read it somewhere. But when you see extremely bullish news that doesn't necessarily move the chart whatsoever, ultimately it means that we've got too much selling pressure in the market, and it's very
Yeah,
very bearish, very very bearish. And so I was just thinking about that yesterday, and I personally just decided to sell some crypto as well and stabled up a little bit more. What do you think about that?
mm. Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. This reminds me of uh, back in January, like very bullish news coming out, and we were still stuck
Yeah.
in the range that was like above 100k, and which eventually broke down and it went to 90s and 80s.
Yeah, I mean, if I were a betting man as well now, I guess we kind of all are. Yeah, I personally, I'm feeling just a little bit bearish on crypto in general, and yeah, I think it will be interesting to see in a few weeks' time, where this chart ends up. Maybe what I should do is I should write a little note to myself here and say, will we end up under 100K or not in, let's say, in let's say the next 2 months, because that's the kind of time frame that I have thinking about it.
I think we can get somewhere around 90k by during summer.
And like, if you were someone that wanted to kind of trade this, like, how would you personally position for this? Would you, you got three options, right? Would you short the market? Would you use some sort of hedging, maybe through options, or would you just stable up?
I would pair trade this.
Yeah, and when
I would short some vaporware altcoin,
yeah,
and I don't know. Maybe I would like sell 3 month old options for Bitcoin, because I do expect Bitcoin to like chop around during the summer. So maybe I would sell some calls.
fair, fair, fair. I guess one of the things is,
What would you do?
I personally would sell into stables, and I would probably do a mixture of pair trading and some option trading as well. Pair trading is probably one of my preferred measures of trading markets, like especially in this kind of environment. So I think, one thing that I would look at is potentially like longing the stock market, like longing SPX, for example, and shorting like maybe five alts against it, or something like that. Or maybe I would long Bitcoin and short like vaporware alts, especially, or weaker alts anyway. That's something that I've always liked to do, and I always like to put that kind of trade on. So yeah, I think, you see a lot of these alts, they are just really really bad. I mean, look at Avalanche as well. I mean, this has just not performed well ever. Like,
Have you seen Sui?
oh, let's see. Last time I checked, Sue was like $3.30 something. Wow, wow. I did not look at the Sui chart. Gosh, this has been obliterated. We actually talked about shorting this last week as well. I remember. Damn. I mean, this one looks weak. This one looks very, very, very weak. I mean, if this daily candle closes below $3.20, I mean, this is gonna go down. This is vaporware in between this range as well. Uh,
Yeah, I think if you add in the 50 EMA, I think you'll see something interesting. Sorry, I mean 50 MA moving average, yeah. The,
do we need to look at the daily or the 4 hour?
and on the yeah daily daily.
Okay, so this one here, right? This is the 200-day.
No, I'm talking about the 50.
50 is the second one.
Are you sure? I don't think so. Oh yeah, it
It
is.
was respecting the trend, like, and it's like that red candle completely obliterated the moving average. Again here as well, completely obliterated the moving average. And yeah, it looks like, yeah, maybe this is like, maybe this will continue up like this, and maybe we'll get a red candle there, a red candle there, and that'll be it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. That's been a tough one, very very tough one. I mean, I wonder, are there any other alts that you think are, potentially at the point of breaking down? Anything else that has come up in your radar?
Give me a minute.
Let's have a look at ETH as
I
well,
have a list.
because ETH is actually holding up against its EMAs pretty well, and it's still range bound. ETH is basically a stable coin these days. It's moving up and down like 2% a day, and that's it. It's been very, very, very stable.
I think Bonk has a bad looking chart.
Let's whoops. Uh,
Press the arrow. Yeah.
okay, so what do we have here on this chart? I mean, this is the daily chart. We can kind of map out a few areas here. I mean, this one is bad. This one is down bad already. Looks like it's right on some sort of support right now, though, right? So maybe this one is something that is worth potentially getting ready to short. This is literally on the borderline, isn't it? Look at that. Good find.
Yeah.
Good find. Here you go. This might be a good trade. I mean, this where would you put your stop loss? Let's have a look.
I wouldn't long Bonk. I would short it.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
I had a short from like 0.165.
I'm talking about this. Like, where would you put your stop
Here
loss?
above the high, like at like 1.8.
Not the best trade, but it's still good. It's
Yeah.
2.5 basically. 2.5. I'm sure we can.
And anything over two is good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure we can find find something like that. Right. Guys, I really, really apologize, but someone is knocking on my door, so I'll be back in 1 minute. Oh, Mo, I thought you'd be entertaining the crowd. Right. Yeah, not the best trade in the world in my opinion with something like Bunk, but it's something there. There is something there, and I think if it does break down,
I think
then
a
you
good
could
trade would be like
probably.
shorting shorting a Solana meme and longing an ETH meme.
Hmm.
So maybe Pepe
Long
against
Mog or Pepe, yeah.
Pepe slash uh,
Yeah.
Flocky,
The
for
problem with something
instance.
like Pepe is it also looks so weak. It looks really, really weak.
Mm.
But I think you've got actually another good short here as well, where you could probably not bad here. Could you do a trade like this? I don't know. Interesting.
The stop loss is too tight.
You think it should be like that?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I think in general, though, the point that we're making really across the board is that the markets just look a little bit weak. And apart from, I mean, again, let's flip the question now. What actually looks strong in this market? I mean, is there anything that looks strong? I mean, hold on. Let's have a look at Bearer as well.
ETH hyperliquid.
Hyperliquid. Okay, we'll have a look at that. look, we were saying, is this potentially the bottom? Is there a higher low, higher high? Absolutely not. We definitely dispelled that with the last day or two of price action, which has been very, very disappointing again. Um, yeah, I think Bearer looks like it's going to go down to $2. Um, yeah. So let's look at what looks strong. Hype. Let's see how hype is looking as well. Um, hold on. I hype's been strong overall, but I guess since last week, yeah, we kind of dropped below. We went down to $30, pulled all the way back up to 38. But it looks like, I don't know about you, but is this the beginning of a McDonald's pattern? I don't know. Just a thought here.
Uh,
We didn't have
no,
the
no, no, no.
strength to keep going up from here. We didn't have this.
I don't think this is the top for Hyperliquid, but I do think we might face some sort of dumping a bit because it was currently listed like it got listed like 4 or 5 days ago
Binance.
on Binance Perps. Yeah, and it gets listed today in Binance US, but in spot as well. So
But
I
does
think this
anyone
takes
actually
a bit
use
of
Binance
volume
US?
from Hyperliquid.
Does Binance US get much use?
I don't think anybody uses it.
No.
I don't think anybody uses it.
I mean, this
But
is
like,
just
yeah,
one of the things that I think with hype. I agree with you. I don't necessarily believe that this is the top, and everything's gonna go downhill from here for hype. I do think there's a chance it can reach $40 and above, but I wonder if it will end up being something a little bit like this. I don't know. Just a thought here. If we will see some sort of pattern like this.
I yeah, I think we can get a chance to long it below $30 very soon
Yeah, and this is and $30 is
because
basically here. So this is like 28, $29 at the bottom here. I mean, it's not that much
yeah,
below 30. I don't think it's gonna go basically anywhere near where it was back here, when we had Jelly Jelly and all of this other stuff. You had a chance to buy it under $10. You could buy it for $9.20 on in April. And you had that huge run up. I don't necessarily
crazy.
think that we're going to get a dip like that, but I do think dips are normal in crypto. And if we were to get, let's say, a 20 or 25% dip or correction, that's pretty normal. You see that quite regularly in altcoins anyway. Often a lot more than that. So yeah, I don't think anything like that is bad per se. And I think if we did see something like below $30, I think at that point I would like to add to my bags. I did actually sell a little bit of hype from my personal bags here, just because I saw some weakness, but a small amount. Most of my hype I've been using in different DeFi strategies and stuff like that. So I, uh, uh, I've just been comfy with it, holding it, and yeah, I think when it gets to perhaps 50 plus, I think that's the time where I would think about kind of exiting more of the position. But when it comes to selling anyway, I always like to sell in bits. So maybe I'll sell a little bit here, maybe a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. And over time, like I'll just kind of DCA it out of my bag, like that way, rather than just one clipping out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, agree. But you also have to take into consideration that uh, Binance listed it on perps with up to 75x leverage. I think you can long hype on Hyperliquid with like I think the max is 5x.
Yeah, something like that.
So I think this will take some volume away from Hyperliquid because like a lot of people want exposure to Hyperliquid, but they want bigger leverage,
Yeah, but if
and
you look at
there
if
are
you
some
look at
exchanges that
Hyperliquid,
offer high
if
leverage.
you look at Hyperliquid though, in terms of like the volume for hype, it's nowhere near like the volume for Bitcoin and ETH. Like the volume on Bitcoin and ETH and Sol is like way, way, way higher. So I mean, I think people, it might take away a little bit of the perp volume, but I mean, even if it takes away half of the perp volume from Hyperliquid for Hype, the token itself, I think Hype is 10x on Hyperliquid, by the way. They must have changed it. Um, it's not that much difference. If let's say half of the entire volume on Hype goes away, that's only 200 million. And it sounds like a lot.
Yeah, the 24-hour volume on for the 24-hour volume for hype on Binance Perps is 175 million.
So it's 400 million right now on Hyperliquid for
Yeah,
hype itself. But like, hype
makes
is doing
sense.
6 bill in daily volume, 6 bill. So I mean, if it's 6.2 or 6.1 or 6, it's not that much difference in the lot, I guess. But you're right, it is taking some volume away. Look, 170 million has gone to Binance, and beforehand, the only place that could happen was Hyperliquid itself. So yeah, you're right. There has been some of it that has gone. But either way, I think Hyperliquid continues to be a monster and will continue to be, because it's just such a good environment. It has so many users. The EVM is actually doing really well now as well. So yeah, I think fair play to them. I do think that whilst I do think that this might be the beginning of an M pattern, I am very bullish on hype in the long run, and I think it's one of the comfier bags that you can hold in crypto, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, let's see. Let's see how that progresses over time. I guess one other thing would be, is there anything else that you've been seeing that looks relatively strong? I mean, what are maybe some? Let's have a look at some of the good performers. Um, so anything that's been up in the last seven
Gold,
days, gold, interesting.
packs.
Let's see the price of gold here. Ah, it's actually following my drawings exactly. I think we probably talked about this a couple of episodes ago, and we talked about the deviation. And look at that, lower highs, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's looking beautiful. It's definitely going to 3.45. I mean, look at that, amazing. I'm gonna clear my chart here. Yeah, gold looks good. You can actually trade gold on a few places on chain now as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Timmy says 90% of volume is from market makers. I believe that is true. Yeah, should be true. Um,
1 minute, I'm getting a call.
yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at again like what have been some of the best performers over the last 7 days. You got Pax G or Tether Gold. Like gold has been one of the best performers. You got Hype, and then there's a couple of DeFi coins like MakerDAO or Sky. And everything else is pretty much down on the 7 day chart. I mean, Bitcoin is down 3%, and ETH is down 4% in the last 7 days. We're talking about like from last episodes to this episode, and everything else is down like 10% plus. So yeah, it's not been that great. Solana's down 12%, Swee's down 15%, BitTensor's down 15%, Jupiter's down 15%. Celestia's down 18%. I mean, where is the bottom on that? Curve CRV is down 20%. ENA Athena down 20%. And Fartcoin and Virtuals being down 25 and 30%. I mean, the top 100 is a bloodbath if you actually think about it. Not been that great. Not been that great at all. Um, yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any outperformance at all. But I mean, even Kaito is down 30%. A bunch of coins that have had attention, have had narrative, and just not been performing well whatsoever. So yeah, I think it's a good time to preserve your capital. Maybe something like gold is going to be interesting for some of you guys if you can have it on chain. I mean, looking at like equity markets as well. SPX is actually looking pretty good. Nasdaq similarly. Um, I think yeah, Google up a little bit. I mean, not I wouldn't say it's been the best performer by any stretch, but Apple's been a little bit better as well. Yeah, let's see what happens in terms of equity markets. But I think when it comes to crypto, I am actually feeling a little bit bearish overall. So yeah, what do you guys think? By the way, you guys in the audience, as some of you guys watching, what do you think about the market? Good, bullish, bearish? Do you think things are looking good? Are you long? Are you short? Are you trading at all? Yeah, let me know. Drop a comment, and we can pull up some more charts as well.
Yeah,
Oh, you're back, Mo?
yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, I really do think that pair trading is actually one of the best strategies to do in this kind of market. I mean, we talked about like some of the weak performers, but maybe you could have done BTC long against Filecoin. Let's see if we can find a proper chart for this. I mean, this has been up really nicely over the last 1 week, right? We're talking about up 75%, like pretty really strong. We talked about bonk as well, for example. Like you could easily short something like this, or long this, do this trade, long Bitcoin, short something like bonk. And yeah, again, this is up massively, and perhaps this will be something that eventually reaches all-time high. I'm pretty confident that most alts will be at all-time high. Bitcoin alts will be at all-time high pretty much across the board here. Well, I guess one thing that we didn't necessarily talk about was Bitcoin dominance. We did have like this kind of pullback, which when we saw like alts kind of rally, ETH performed really well. Um, but yeah, here we are. This was back in May. Here we are in June. Where do you think Bitcoin dominance tops out at? Like, do you actually think that this is going to go to 80% plus? Are we actually going to end up like back in 2019 or something? Where we get to like 70%
Yeah,
Bitcoin
yeah, yeah.
dominance.
It will definitely head back to 70% sooner or later.
So if that is the case, then maybe if we are going to end up down here, like honestly, it just makes sense to just continue to do the trade of the cycle, which is long BTC and short alts, and you'll print, like you'll really print. It doesn't matter if Bitcoin price even goes down from here. You should just do this. And yeah, so let's see if we'll put a question mark here. We'll come back to this maybe in a couple of episodes time. Maybe it'll take a bit longer. Maybe it'll take like a few months, but we'll see if we actually get anywhere close to that 70% mark. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. But yeah, this is my trade of the cycle, and I don't think it's stopping anytime soon. So yeah, let's see. I mean, look at that. If literally 2 years straight, you could have been running this trade, more 3 years
Yeah,
almost.
and it's up massive. It's up like 60%.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna stop. So yeah, maybe this is just kind of your what you need to do. Find some alts that you're feeling a little bit weak on, or you don't necessarily think will perform the best, and just go and short them against Bitcoin. And I've got a couple on my list already that I'm just looking at right now. Maybe something like Pudgy Penguin, um, maybe something like Wormhole, maybe Radium, from the
Dimension.
Solana ecosystem. I think Dimension is one of those ones that has been beaten up so badly that maybe you can continue shorting that one as well. Um, stuff like WorldCoin, a lot of people are extremely bullish on it, but I think it's an easy short in my opinion, especially with the unlocks. Um, maybe you can continue to short some of the stuff in the top 100 that maybe doesn't have good mind share or attention, stuff from last cycle, Polkadot, Algorand, etc. Maybe you can short stuff like ETH 2 coins like Arbitrum, Polygon, etc. And yeah, continue to do that really. um I think that's probably one of the strategies that I will continue to deploy. long Bitcoin. And the thing is, I won't just pick one out. I'll pick multiple, just to kind of spread the risk out a little bit. Sometimes these alts can get a little bit of a pump out of nowhere, so you just kind of have to monitor those positions. But again, don't use too much leverage, and you'll be fine. But yeah, yeah, that's the most of it. It's really been a shame that the market just has, again, like, just no fundamentals whatsoever, and really it's just a case of like finding ways to protect your capital over time. Yeah, it is a real shame. I'm just looking at like my list of alts as well and seeing if anything has actually really performed well over the last 7 days. I have a list of like 200 alts, that I keep an eye on regularly, and I think there's only maybe 15 of them that are green on the 1 week chart. So yeah, it's not been good. It's actually been a really bad week for markets, and I don't necessarily think that's going to change anytime soon. Timmy says YOLO and 40x at least. I mean, Timmy, you're asking for trouble there. You're asking for trouble. Uh, yeah. Mo, anything else that you want to comment on today?
Uh, no, I don't think there's anything like worth commenting on. The market has been pretty stable for the last maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, it has. And so yeah, I guess for you guys watching, go to IVX, go and do some trades there. You can trade some 0-day options there right now. You can do some selling strategies, and maybe that might be a good one right now as the market is kind of flat and not really pumping. Maybe you can earn some income that way. Or maybe you just want to hedge yourself. Maybe you want to buy some puts and protect yourself against the downside. Maybe you want to be a little bit aggressive. I don't know. But play around with it. Have some fun with it. It is live right now on Better Train. You can play around. We have a leaderboard as well available. So if you trade well, get yourself ranked up on the leaderboard. There are weekly rewards right now in the form of stable coins that you can claim and enjoy. So yeah, I think with that, maybe we can wrap up the show this week. Let's see where the market goes. Is it going to be bullish or is it going to be bearish, like perhaps what we're thinking? Again, nothing in this show was financial advice. This was just our own personal opinion. So yeah, we'll see you again next week. Hopefully back on our usual schedule for Fridays rather than today's spontaneous one, which was on Thursday. Yeah, sounds good, guys. We'll catch you next time.
See you soon, guys. Bye.